It's been a while, man. It feels good to be back. I wonder what's been going on since I stepped away. Hopefully they didn't completely fall apart while I was gone. Let's just take a look here and see what we missed. Couldn't have been all that much, right?
Bro, I'm really about to beat your piccochine that boy. They go and come me here that boy.
Alright, so apparently I missed a lot while I was gone. Now, we don't have time to go through all of these different topics and do a whole thing on it, so we're going to take these rapid fire so we can get caught up. Alright, you ready? This is going to be fun. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. Well, hats off to you, sir. Campaign hard fought. You know, really touch and go there for a second. I really thought you guys might lose against that other moron, but you pulled it through. So here we go. I hope everybody is ready for 4 more years of no fundamental change and a lot of dog whistling and virtue signaling, especially from your first quote-unquote black vice president. At best, she's your first female vice president of color. Okay, all that's accurate, but to say that she's the first black, she didn't even consider herself to be the first black anything until she started running for vice president and they need to run on that black card, okay? I remember. All right, Pepperidge Farms, don't forget, baby. At the end of the day, if y'all want to take this little victory, you can, but if you think she's going to be fighting for you because she's a black woman.
Think again.
And they finessed y'all on this stimmy. Boy, talking about some, oh, well, $2,000 checks are going to go right out the door as soon as we get this vote. As soon as we get y'all vote, come on down here and vote. We'll get y'all this $2,000. And now where you at? Now look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Everybody in their feelings, oh, he said he's gonna give us $2,000. If y'all didn't realize that you was talking to some certified lying ass, you ain't paying attention, and that's on you. Finesse. Ben Shapiro and his coverage of WAP. Ooh, what can I say about Ben Shapiro and his ability to please a woman that hasn't already been said 1,000 times? What does it say about the patriarchy that this Keebler elf has to come out here and be the champion anytime a woman puts out a song that's even semi-empowering in terms of taking charge of their sexuality? Ooh, Taylor Swift and this Netflix smoke. Listen, I'm sure no one's surprised that Taylor Swift took to Twitter, all right, and wanted to make some comments about some jokes that were made at her expense. If you hadn't heard, she got up, she was upset about some jokes that were made on this little Netflix comedy, dramedy, whatever, that said, referenced her proclivity when it comes to cycling through men. And whose fault is that, Taylor? You know, you wanted to jump in and talk and say, ooh,
maybe you guys should come up with some better jokes. This is offensive and sexist.
But it was you that put out the catalog of songs and got famous for talking about your exploits with men. But that's none of my business. Oh, and fun fact, that episode that she was talking about came out in February. So, you know, for those of y'all might be watching who aren't aware, February in America, this is Black History Month. Okay, she didn't post a tweet about how it's so disrespectful to women until the beginning of March, which ran into Women's History Month. I wonder why she waited to do that. Could it be because the actress that delivered the line was a black woman and she didn't want any of that smoke? Who's to say? The Mr. Potato Head brand switching to a gender-neutral branding. Now, this one, I gotta say, threw me for a loop because I didn't realize that people cared that much about the gender of a potato. Right? I didn't realize potatoes had gender. I didn't think they even sold different potatoes. But now they're going gender neutral, which at the end of the day, if you weren't aware, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, it's just some more virtue signaling, okay? What really happened was they changed the name of the brand to just Potato Head, but they'll still sell Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head toys, thus reinforcing the gender norms that some of you are all so ready to break down and upset about. So if you thought that this was a victory for abolishing gender norms,
Think again.
so I don't know if you heard about this, but it snowed down in Texas not too long ago. And Texans act like they never seen snow before. Now, I'm not about to get up here and roast these Texans that had to sit through and live through this days without power. All right, I have some friends. I have friends that live down in Texas. All right, that went days without running water and power. All right, only place they go to the bathroom with the porta potty they put outside the complex. Whole apartment complex is using the porta potty. Not for me, all right? So I'm not going to make fun of them, but I am going to go ahead and point out the fact that their senator, Ted Cruz, decided he was going to dip and leave during the crisis and go out down to Cancun where it was warm and there was running water, while his constituents, if you will, had to deal with the mess that he may or may not have had a hand in putting in place due to his own hubris. Hey, that's none of my business. Really, that's on you Texans to really, really think about who it is that has your back in these streets when times get hard and who's just in it for the clout. Ooh, Ice Cube and Don Lemon. Now, if you didn't see this, when this was going on, this was an incredible display of somebody busting it wide open for a leftist agenda. Don Lemon came with all kinds of disrespect for Ice Cube. Listen, Ice Cube, during the presidential run, during that whole race, had a little plan. He wanted to help black folks get ahead a little bit, you know what I mean? So he had a plan for black America, an economic plan for black America, something that's really supposed to matter. Don Lemon called in that he might have been talking to the Trump campaign and immediately he forgot where he was. He said, you know what? I'm not black. I'm a Democrat, and I do not approve of you talking with a Republican. Now, granted, your Democratic Lord and Savior, Joe Biden, and his team told Ice Cube, Negro, you come ask us after the election, and we'll talk to you if we feel like it. Ice Cube didn't pick a side, all right? They chose to do that. But Don Lemon's handling of the situation, for him to go full Sambo, all right, and want to tear Ice Cube down just because he had an idea to work with someone, or anyone really, that want to work with him, just because it's against the left agenda. Don't you realize that that is textbook anti-blackness, Don Lemon? I know you've been hanging around Anderson Cooper and them for a minute. I know you're not a real one because of how you let them do Kathy Griffin over there at the station after all that came out about Donald Trump, even though you ride or die against him right now. That's crazy, all right? I remember your sloppy little self on certain New Year's Day down in New Orleans, all right, trying to do a broadcast, making a damn fool out yourself in front of God and everybody.
Kathy, I think Kathy Anderson might
Ask Kathy.
steer me wrong.
Griffin,
Kathy,
come
what
back
should I
in.
do?
Nipple, 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 nipple.
No, Don.
I love you, Kathy.
No.
I love you. You don't want to hear my
Don't
love
do it,
you
Anderson.
too, but we really don't need to see what's about to happen here.
No, Don.
I love you, Don.
Hang on. Tell him what you have to do first. We had to be in a sterile place.
Can we
Sterile
please
place,
not give him shots, by the way?
prep, and then everything's pre-sterilized, ready to go. So we're good.
Okay, I'm cutting you off after this one. Should I cut him off?
Is this going to hurt?
It's gonna
But hey, you know, whatever. You have the best intentions in mind, I'm sure, all right, for the development and well-being of black folks. So LeBron bending the knee. Now, this one is a fun one, folks, because you had a superstar, LeBron James, King James. All right, y'all seen the Space Jam 2 trailer. King James himself took it upon himself to stand up and fight for equality. All right, in the midst of all this Black Lives Matter, all this pandemonium in the streets, LeBron stood up and said, you know what? I'm going to use my platform as one of the most visible, one of the top athletes in the world, all right? And I'm going to say no more. We're going to do something about it. We're taking a stand. LeBron James actually had organized the strike over the summertime, all right? And the NBA said, we're going to stop playing this season. We're done. Got all the black players together. We're going to walk out. We're done, all right? And at the end of the day, if you really think about it, what is the NBA if not for all the black players? I mean, come on. How many players are there really left even on the roster if all the black players leave? Had they walked out, damn sure would have been effective, and it damn sure would have made an impression. So he said, unless we get justice, we're going to start to shut down some of this economy, all right? I'm not going to get up here and buck dance and jive for you when y'all don't care about black folks out here, clearly, as a whole, right? And that was a very powerful statement to make for somebody like LeBron James. Too powerful, in fact. Your former president, Barack Obama, took it upon himself to get up, go down and talk to LeBron and some of the other players in the league and let them know that exercising their power in this way was not going to get the job done. It was just not going to work. They needed to find another way. They needed to get out there and play because that's what the American people really needed, was a distraction by way of sports. So LeBron and all those other players, with the counsel of our Lord and Savior, Barack Obama, decided the best thing to do would be to remain silent and, as a certain news personality would say, shut up and dribble. Make it make sense. Now, I'm not going to get too much into this. Again, quick recap. All right. But that was some hoe ass LeBron. You had the chance to make change and you blew it. I don't care about, oh, well, this would have been good for the community at large and we can't make sports about race and blah, 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 and this, that, and the other. You had a platform. You had the power. You even had the whole league on your side, and you were poised to do something that would have affected people financially and economically, thus triggering real change. Why do you think a former president had to come and talk you off the ladder? If it wasn't important, you think they would have sent somebody in there to do something like that? If y'all aren't understanding how close he was to make a change just based on how hard they pushed to stop it, then you're not paying attention. Hey, LeBron can play basketball good. He can dribble well, whatever. He's going to be in the Space Jam. Cool. I don't care. But I don't want to hear LeBron or his hairline say nothing else about the black struggle. He doing stuff like that. I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. You got a problem with that? I don't really care. Sound off in the comments if you want to. It is what it is. Now let's see here. Meghan Markle looks like got her nigga wake up call. All right, she was on that Oprah interview with Prince Philip or Harry or whatever his name is. All right, talking about how there's racism going on in the royal family. It's made it really difficult for us to have our relationship and blah blah blah. And Meghan Markle, light, bright, and 2 shades from white anyway. So if she's still getting that racism from them, then it's some serious, some deep, old school racism, right? We're talking that one drop rule racism. And she was just so shocked. And the world got behind her and they said, Meghan, it's going to be okay. We got your back. Everybody, I guess, had a hard time understanding and believing why the head of a royal family whose roots go back deep, deep, deep into colonization and the slave trade had a problem with black people. They just couldn't understand.
I just don't understand. The queen, she's just the nicest. She wouldn't have any problem with black people. There's nothing in her history that would suggest that.
Okay. The twerk on Washington and Black Lives Matter. You know what? If y'all don't understand by now that the Black Lives Matter organization, I'm going to make this very clear. Make this distinction very clear. Right now, I'm talking about the Black Lives Matter as an organization is trash. Garbage. I'll get out of here. It needs to get the yeet immediately if any type of salvage is going to be made from this movement, all right? The movement of Black Lives Matter, the sentiment of that, simple, clean, all of that I'm sure was started with the best intentions. But the organization, garbage. You had them on Martin Luther King's birthday, all right, this year, post a video or promote a video. Well, their video, they ain't posted, but they promoted a video from some artist, all right, some dancer who decided in order to express her blackness or whatever it was, she was going to go and she was going to twerk her ass all over the Washington Mall, all right, and reclaim her sexuality or whatever. What part of shaking your ass up and down the Washington Mall helps black people in any way. If anything, you're just reinforcing negative, ratchet-ass stereotypes about how this all black people know how to do is twerk and dance and all that. And some of it, she tried to cape. I mean, I watched the IG Live. I tried to give her all the benefits of the doubt. I said, there's got to be an explanation for this. She gonna try to say, well, this is just part of old African dances, and it's shaking the oppression off, and blah blah blah.
Listen,
it is true that there are African tribes known for dance, and women do all kinds of dancing, and it's also true that the dance will involve the gyration of their posteriors. All right, but guess what? That's not all the dance is. It's a lot of body movement, a lot of hand movement, a lot of legs. All she was doing was shaking her sweaty ass in those American flag shorts, all right, to a trap remix of Martin Luther King. If that's not disrespect, I don't know what is. And if you could look at, as an organization that claims to be for black lives, and say, I'm going to promote this amongst a whole bunch of other crap that they promoted that day, you go, maybe the Instagram post still up. 4 out of the 5 things that they posted as an artist showcase was garbage. All right, they're not showcasing the best and brightest of black culture. What they're showcasing is embarrassing. All right, it's rude, it's disrespectful, and these people ain't never had your black ass interest at heart. From the jump, soon as they got organized, it was immediately watered down. Got all these intersectional issues, black trans lives matter, this, that, and the other. None of that is to say that black trans lives don't matter, but you see how the water got immediately muddied, right? Then now we're talking about, and now look at where we are right now. All this talk about people of color and this, that, and black and brown coalitions. Did you get anything out of this movement, black people? Really? Did the organization do anything? The movement, sure. Did the organization do anything or make any strides? Okay, the organization, they had all this money donated to these politicians, okay, to make sure people got elected and put in place. And guess who couldn't even get a meeting after the election went through? They don't respect you. And the organization, who already doesn't respect you, all right, now they took the money and ran. I'm pretty sure I heard old girl, one of the co-founders, just bought herself a nice little multi-million-dollar house in the white suburbs that's surrounded by white people. Now, ain't nothing wrong with living with white people. I live with white people. But you was black, blackity black, and ain't nobody seen none of that money, but you came up, and look where you at. Very interesting. Very interesting. Donald Trump got banned from Twitter. Now, this one, for some, was a sigh of relief. He was done tweeting. We didn't have to read none of this foolishness no more. Every 5 seconds, it was some Kofivi or whatever they was talking. It was just inflammatory. Other people that could read in between the lines and understood the long-term ramifications of what this meant was, this is a form of censorship. You could say, oh, his words were inflammatory and they led to the insurrection, big ass asterisks on that. They tried to blame him for that, said, well, all his rhetoric is what's causing a divide in America, so we got to take him off of Twitter. Now, if y'all really, truly believe that it was him that started this and it was him that came up with the rhetoric, then you're truly lying to yourself, okay? You really need to go take a long look in the mirror and understand that this has all been going on for much longer time than Donald Trump's very short stint in office, okay? Was it a lot? Sure. But you start banning one person, you set a precedent. And they can already do that. I mean, Twitter's a private platform. I'm not going to say Twitter doesn't have the right to ban whoever wants to. Same thing with Facebook and all them. But I'm going to need y'all to understand, if it can happen to him, it can happen to you. Find yourself on the wrong side of the agenda, your ass is gone too. So don't put all your eggs in that basket is all I'm saying. Ooh, Governor Andrew Cuomo went from America's sweetheart to in piping hot water in only a couple of months. They gave this man an Emmy for his work on coronavirus. Now, we're not even going to get into all the details of that. That's not what this is about here. I just want y'all to understand. They gave this man an Emmy, an award that is for television personalities for work that he was doing in real life. Make it make sense. If that wasn't a red flag that all of this was an act, I mean, they literally gave him an acting award. So now you fast forward and find out all this stuff about numbers being unreported and all these deaths happening under him and this and other, all now these allegations about these women coming out. I mean, they did call it. They called it. He's a he's a good actor, I guess. He was able to get all this stuff through. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Heavy is the cape for these people that are out here trying to defend them right now, boy. Y'all got your work cut out for you, cuz that's what happens when you deify somebody. Come find out. Yes, the GameStop stock explosion. All right. All I'm gonna say about this, money doesn't make any sense. Money isn't real. All right. GameStop's not worth nearly as much as as it's shown right now in the letters. This is crazy. It was insane. Oh, here we go. I would be remiss if I did not talk about the Gorilla Glue girl. Now, I don't even know her name. I'm not going to look up her name. I don't care what her name is. You a whole ass, grown ass woman. All right. You can read. You're literate enough to get out there and work your phone and get on YouTube and post these videos and TikTok and all that. All right. So you definitely gotta hold this L for this. I don't like to just get up here and just make fun of people for just their misfortune. All right, that's not cool. But bruh, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave that one alone. All right, so that was just a quick run through of some of the things that we miss during the hiatus, during the break. Listen, if there's anything that we mentioned today, you want to go into a little bit more depth on, want to hear me talk about a little bit more, let me know down in the comments. If you got enough support for it, I'd definitely go back and expand upon some of these thoughts and ideas. And if there's anything in here that I missed that you want to go back and say, hey, definitely want to talk about this, let me know down in the comments. I'm always down to go back. So much stuff is happening all the time. It's hard to keep up. But some stuff does warrant a little bit of extra conversation. But hey, if you've been rocking with me this long, thank you. All right, it's good to be back. All right, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's get it cracking again. We back in here. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.